Okay, next question. Should I transplant it straight away? Transplant here means changing pots. That means when you go to a nursery, you'll find that the plants are being grown in plastic brown pots. Okay, these are nursery pots. And usually when we bring home the plant, we want it to be in a nicer looking pot, maybe in a ceramic, colorful pots. And you think that, I don't like this nursery pot. I want to transplant or move it into another pot. Well, for me, the answer would be no. Don't transplant the newly brought home plant into another pot, because when you are bringing home a new plant from a nursery usually will have the optimum growing condition, and it has been quite a while for the plant to be sitting in the nursery, being complacent with the wonderful condition there, and suddenly you bring it home. You don't have the optimum light in your home or your office, and maybe it is not the temperature may be slightly different, okay, because maybe you are putting it in an air-conditioned room, okay. So it's going, the plant itself is going through some sort of a changing in environment, okay, and that itself can cause stress, okay. It's not just us that face a lot of stress. Plants will also face this kind of stress. So what we want to do is, when we bring home a new plant, is we want to put it in a condition whereby it is not going to face too much stress. It is still going to go through some stress, but we want to minimize that. And if you were to transplant it straight away after you bring the plant home, it's going to induce more stress to the plant, and this is not good for the root system, okay. So what we should do is, when we bring home a new plant, do not transplant it straight away. If you still want to transplant it, wait at least 2 weeks later, okay. So what we want here is to not disturb the root system as much as possible, because if there's less disturbance to the roots, it will be best for the plant. All right. So I mentioned it earlier, for a plant to be healthy, the root system must be healthy. So what we want to preserve here is the healthiest root system. I have two pictures here, side by side, of two different plants, with one with a healthy root system and the other one with a not so healthy root system. I suppose everyone can guess that the healthy root system is the picture on the left here. You can see that there are a lot of very fibrous root system, okay, and you can see a lot of those the small roots and the bigger roots all around the pots. Whereas the picture on the right here is a plant that has a less healthy root system. Okay, you can even if you can look closely, okay, there's even a spot, several spots whereby roots are damaged. Okay, there are still some healthy roots. I think this one, this plant can still be salvaged if you clear up the unhealthy roots and just leave the healthy roots and let the new roots grow. Okay, so these are the black area here. These are all areas of mushy and unhealthy roots. And as you can see on the picture on the right, okay, with the not so healthy root system, you can even see that there are some damages to the foliage. Okay, even if you do not look at the roots, sometimes you can tell by looking at the plants and the condition of the leaves that the root system is unhealthy. Okay? So we want to avoid any damage or stress to the root system. And how do we do this is by waiting at least 2 weeks before you change the pots that from the nursery pot to the beautiful pot that you want to transplant it into. Okay, next question. Why do I get yellow leaves? Maybe when you first bring home or bring your new plants to your office, they are in a tip-top condition. They look very bushy and the leaves are all in a nice green color, or if it is pink color, then they are all nice pink color. And suddenly, after 1 month or after 2 months, you see that some of the leaves are turning yellow. Why do you get yellow leaves? Okay, there are many reasons for this. There sometimes you will just have to investigate. There's not just just by looking I know. There's not just one reason for the leaves turning yellow. But some of the reasons may be because first, you may have left the plant to be dry for too long. It's advisable for you to wait until the soil is almost dry before you water it. But you should not wait further. Maybe you don't have time. You already noticed that your plant is becoming dry, but you don't have time to water it, and then you tell yourself, oh, I don't have time, maybe I'll water it tomorrow. You should not be doing that. Once you notice that your plant is dry, water it immediately. If you leave it if you wait another day before you water it, that's what you get, yellow leaves. But not all of it. Maybe some of the older leaves will turn yellow. If that usually it turns yellow gradually from the bottom up. So usually the plant will try to salvage the younger leaves as much as possible, and they will sacrifice the older leaves. And secondly, it can also be due to not enough water. Too much water. Firstly, it may be due to not enough water. Secondly, maybe too much water, or you have overwatered your plants. What happens if you overwater your plants? Firstly, if you are doing this consistently for maybe 2 or 3 weeks or even a month, you will definitely see yellow leaves, because that's an indicator of an unhealthy root system. The unhealthy root system is there because there's too much water and it's rotting the roots. And when the roots are unhealthy, you will see it in terms of yellow leaves or sad looking leaves. Thirdly, maybe there are pests on your plants. These pests are parasites. I will talk about pests after this. These pests are parasites, and when they live on your plants, they will start to suck up all the nutrients from your plants, from the leaves, from the stems. And after some time, it may take a few months, but your plants definitely is going to die. Not die very quickly, but dying and slowly dying over a long period of time, because it is undernourished. So when the leaves are undernourished, they will turn yellow. So pest is also a culprit for yellow leaves. And lastly, this is sometimes natural. A lot of plants will, over time, when they become older and mature, they will salvage some older leaves. Because when there are too many foliage, too many leaves on a plant, the bottom ones may not be getting enough light, because it has been the light has been covered by the upper leaves, the younger leaves, and light does not reach the bottom of the plant. So naturally, the bottom plants cannot go through photosynthesis, and eventually it will turn yellow. Just to make sure that the upper leaves are maintained, so the lower leaves will die off. This is actually natural. Especially for some plants, I noticed that some plants will do that, especially when it has too many leaves. Right, these pictures are showing you examples of severe root rots. Okay, root rots due to overwatering. Okay, this is an overview. Okay, a larger picture of the whole root system. Unlike the previous picture whereby you can see the bright color or the whitish color of the healthy root system, in this case you do see some fibers, but they don't look healthy, they look dark. Okay, most roots are naturally lighter in color. When it turns dark, that means it is unhealthy and it is actually rotting. Okay, and a close-up look shows you that when roots are overwatered, they become mushy. Okay, mushy means when you press with your fingers, they will actually be very very mushy. Okay, you can like a paste, you can press it with your fingers and it turns into a paste. Okay, so that's mushy roots. So you can see that they are not light in color, they are dark. Yeah, because of the too much water damaging it, and sometimes it can also develop fungal infection. Okay, I also have this experience many times. Okay, with not just one species but several species. Okay, even the hardy ones I have killed. Okay, because of root rot, not because I myself have overwatered it, but I think when I purchased it from the nursery, it has been overwatered for quite some time at the nursery, and when I brought it home, I thought I could salvage it and try to clean up the roots, but after a few months it died. Okay, and I was very sad. So we know that we want our plants to be healthy, we want them to be in a good condition, but when you go to a nursery, what do you look for? Okay, we don't just go to a nursery and think that, okay, I want to buy a syngonium. So you find a syngonium, and then you just pick any one that you like, that is you think is suitable for you, and then you buy, you take it home. Okay, there are certain things that you need to look for when you buy plants. What is the first thing? Is it is to look for the general appearance. Okay, the general appearance will tell you a lot of story. Okay, whether the leaves are healthy. Okay, then you look for stems that are strong. You look for leaves that are if it is green, it should be green. It should not have spots. It should not have. It should not be curling. It should be looking healthy overall. Okay, there should not be any physical damage, any broken branches or broken leaves. Okay, there should not be any yellow leaves, and you need to rule out these things, because as I mentioned, one of the indicator for root rotting is yellow leaves. Sometimes nurseries do overwater their plants because they use their self-irrigation system, and it turns on every day and starts to overwater the plants. Okay, so you need to look for these signs.